The scholarly monarch, wisdom through literature. In a kingdom where wisdom reigned supreme, the king's love for books stood as a testament to his enlightened rule. His passion for the written word was unmatched, serving as a beacon of knowledge and inspiration for his subjects, who revered both his intellect and his boundless curiosity. From an early age, the king was captivated by the magic of stories and the wealth of knowledge contained within books. His childhood was spent in the royal library, where he devoured tales of adventure, history, and science, cultivating a lifelong thirst for learning that would shape his reign. Books became the king's trusted advisors, guiding him through the complexities of leadership. Whether seeking counsel on matters of state or personal dilemmas, he turned to the wisdom of the ages. The insights gleaned from his extensive reading informed his decisions, fostering a just and prosperous kingdom. The king's personal library grew to be one of the most extensive in the land, housing countless volumes on a myriad of subjects. This treasure trove of knowledge served as a sanctuary for the king, a place where he could retreat to ponder, reflect, and gain new perspectives on the world. The king's reading profoundly influenced his style of governance, instilling in him values of empathy, justice, and innovation. His exposure to diverse ideas and cultures through books enabled him to lead with a vision that was both compassionate and forward-thinking, earning him the admiration and loyalty of his people. The king's passion for books extended to a wide range of genres. He enjoyed everything from historical accounts to philosophical treatises, and from scientific explorations to poetry. His diverse tastes reflected his belief that wisdom could be found in many forms, enriching his understanding of the world. Historical books held a special place in the king's heart. He often turned to them to learn from past leaders and civilizations. These texts provided valuable lessons in governance and strategy, helping him avoid the mistakes of his predecessors and replicate their successes. Philosophical texts offered the king profound insights into the nature of existence and human behavior. He found solace in their wisdom, which guided his moral compass and ethical decisions. These readings nurtured his introspective side, making him a thoughtful and compassionate ruler. Scientific literature captivated the king's curiosity about the natural world. He eagerly absorbed knowledge about astronomy, medicine, and engineering. This scientific understanding not only broadened his intellectual horizons, but also inspired innovations that benefited his kingdom, from improved infrastructure to advancements in healthcare. Poetry had a unique influence on the king's thoughts and emotions. The beauty and rhythm of poetic language stirred his soul, fostering creativity and empathy. Poetry allowed him to connect deeply with his people, understanding their joys and sorrows, and it enriched his speeches with eloquence and grace. Fiction captivated the king's imagination, allowing him to explore worlds beyond his kingdom. These tales of adventure and intrigue offered insights into human nature and creativity. Through fictional narratives, the king developed empathy and a deeper understanding of his subjects' lives, making him a more compassionate and visionary ruler. Reading before bed was a cherished ritual for the king, providing a peaceful end to his day. This habit allowed him to reflect on the wisdom within the pages and apply it to his rule. Bedtime reading became a source of solace and inspiration, strengthening his resolve and clarity of mind. The king's love for books extended to his court, where he encouraged nobles and advisors to read and discuss literature. He believed that a well-read court would lead to enlightened governance. By sharing his passion, he fostered a culture of intellectual curiosity and continuous learning among his closest confidants. The king was a steadfast patron of authors and scribes, offering them support and recognition. He understood the value of their work in preserving knowledge and culture. By funding their endeavors, the king ensured that stories, histories, and wisdom were documented and disseminated for future generations to benefit from. Books played a crucial role in the king's diplomatic efforts, serving as bridges between cultures. He often exchanged rare and valuable texts with foreign dignitaries, fostering goodwill and mutual respect. This literary diplomacy not only strengthened alliances, but also enriched the kingdom's own repository of global knowledge and traditions. The king's contributions to public libraries were a testament to his belief in accessible knowledge. He funded the establishment of numerous libraries across the kingdom, ensuring that even the most remote villages had access to books. His vision was to create a society where learning thrived and wisdom was shared freely. The king often engaged in lively discussions about books with his advisors. These intellectual exchanges were not just for pleasure, but also served as a means to gather diverse perspectives. By valuing the insights gained from his advisors, the king made well-rounded decisions that benefited his kingdom. Books played a crucial role in helping the king solve kingdom issues. He would diligently search for historical precedents and scholarly opinions to inform his strategies. This methodical approach ensured that his solutions were both innovative and grounded in proven wisdom, leading to effective governance. The king was a renowned literary patron, supporting numerous authors and scribes. He provided them with the resources they needed to produce their works, fostering a vibrant literary culture. His patronage not only enriched the kingdom's intellectual landscape, but also encouraged the creation of enduring masterpieces. Books were integral to the king's education reforms. He advocated for a curriculum that included a wide range of subjects, from science to philosophy. By emphasizing the importance of reading, he aimed to cultivate a generation of well-rounded, knowledgeable citizens who could contribute meaningfully to society's progress. The king's favorite book was a timeless epic that resonated deeply with his soul. Its tales of heroism, wisdom, and moral dilemmas offered him invaluable insights. He often quoted its passages in his speeches, finding in it a source of inspiration and strength that guided his reign. Books influenced the king's leadership and artistic vision profoundly. He often commissioned artworks and cultural projects inspired by the narratives and philosophies he encountered. These artistic endeavors enriched the kingdom's cultural heritage, turning his court into a vibrant hub of creativity and intellectual exchange. Ancient texts held a special place in the king's heart. He saw them as a bridge to the past, offering timeless wisdom and lessons from former civilizations. These texts shaped many of his policies and decisions, ensuring that his rule was both enlightened and grounded in historical precedent. The king believed in the power of reading for all citizens. He launched initiatives to make books accessible to everyone, fostering a culture of literacy and learning. His efforts ensured that knowledge and wisdom were not confined to the elite, but spread throughout the kingdom. Corresponding with other rulers about literature was a passion for the king. These exchanges enriched his understanding of different cultures and perspectives. Such dialogues often led to collaborations and alliances, demonstrating the unifying power of books and shared intellectual pursuits. The king's encouragement of reading among citizens fostered a culture of knowledge and enlightenment. He organized public readings and literary festivals, making books accessible to all. By promoting literacy, the king ensured that even common folk could partake in the wisdom of the ages, thus creating a more informed and cohesive society. Books served as a diplomatic tool for the king, who exchanged rare manuscripts with foreign rulers. These literary gifts strengthened alliances and opened channels for cultural exchange. By sharing his love for literature, the king built bridges of understanding and mutual respect, enhancing the kingdom's standing on the international stage. The preservation of rare manuscripts was a passion for the king. He commissioned skilled scribes to copy and archive ancient texts, safeguarding them for future generations. This dedication not only preserved invaluable knowledge, but also demonstrated his commitment to the intellectual heritage of his kingdom. The king's book-inspired speeches were legendary, often quoting passages from his extensive reading. His eloquence and wisdom captivated audiences, resonating deeply with both nobles and commoners. Through his speeches, the king disseminated important ideas, advocated for progressive policies, and inspired his subjects to aspire to greater heights. Books played a significant role in the king's personal growth. They offered him solace, challenged his perspectives, and provided insights into the human condition. This continuous self-improvement made him a more empathetic and effective ruler, whose decisions were guided by a deep understanding of both history and human nature. Books played a significant role in the king's personal growth, shaping his values and character. Through reading, he gained new perspectives and insights, allowing him to navigate the complexities of leadership with wisdom and empathy. His favorite texts often served as a source of inspiration and guidance during challenging times. The king's reading habits evolved as he matured, reflecting his changing interests and priorities. Early in his reign, he gravitated toward historical and military texts, but over time, he developed a deep appreciation for philosophy, science, and the arts. This broadened his understanding and enriched his leadership style. In the palace, the king had several favorite reading spots, each chosen for its tranquility and beauty. He often retreated to a sunny alcove in the library or a secluded garden nook where he could immerse himself in books without interruption. These sanctuaries provided solace and inspiration. The queen shared the king's passion for books, and their discussions were a cherished aspect of their relationship. They frequently exchanged thoughts on their latest reads, exploring diverse viewpoints and deepening their mutual understanding. These intellectual exchanges strengthened their bond and informed their joint decisions for the kingdom. Religious texts profoundly impacted the king, offering him moral guidance and spiritual solace. He often turned to these sacred writings during moments of doubt or crisis, finding strength in their timeless wisdom. The teachings he absorbed influenced his ethical stance and infused his reign with a sense of justice and compassion. The king's dedication to translating foreign works enriched his kingdom's culture and knowledge. He understood that wisdom knew no borders and sought to bring the best ideas from around the world to his people. This endeavor fostered greater understanding and innovation, bridging gaps between diverse cultures and traditions. Historians meticulously recorded the king's reading habits, noting his eclectic tastes and voracious appetite for knowledge. His personal journals and library catalogs became invaluable resources, offering insights into his intellectual pursuits. These records highlighted his commitment to lifelong learning and his belief in the transformative power of books. The king's legacy as a reader endured long after his reign. Future generations admired his intellectual curiosity and passion for literature, which became a cornerstone of the kingdom's cultural identity. Libraries flourished, and a love for reading permeated society, influenced by the king's example and unwavering support for education. Tales of the king's reading adventures became legendary, inspiring countless stories and folklore. His journeys through the pages of books were as celebrated as his real-life exploits. These narratives, filled with wisdom and imagination, captivated both young and old, reinforcing the timeless value of storytelling and learning. The enduring influence of a book-loving king shaped his kingdom for centuries. His commitment to knowledge and education left an indelible mark on society, fostering a culture of curiosity and intellectual growth. The king's passion for reading became a beacon, guiding future leaders and citizens toward a brighter, more enlightened future.